Welcome to our deep dive into the fascinating world of large language models, or LLMs. These advanced AI systems are revolutionizing how we interact with technology. From chatbots to code generators, LLMs are changing the game. They're capable of understanding and generating human-like text in a way we've never seen before. In this video, we're going to break down exactly what LLMs are, how they work, and what they mean for the future. We'll explore their incredible capabilities, but also address some of the challenges and ethical considerations surrounding this powerful technology. So, whether you're a tech enthusiast or just curious about the future of AI, buckle up. We're about to take a deep dive into the world of LLMs. Alright, let's start with the basics. What exactly LLMs? In simple terms, LLMs are advanced AI systems trained on massive amounts of data. We're talking about text and code scraped from all corners of the internet. Think books, articles, websites, you name it. This massive data set is what allows LLMs to understand and generate human-like text. They're built on something called transformer architectures, which use self-attention mechanisms. Now, this might sound complicated, but it's basically a way for the LLM to process the relationships and context between words, just like you and I do. This is how they can understand your questions, even if they're phrased casually, and generate responses that are coherent, creative, and relevant. We're talking about things like language translation, writing different kinds of creative content, and even generating computer code. Some popular examples you might have already heard of are GPT-4, BERT, and Claude 2. Now let's pop the hood and see how these things actually work. It all starts with collecting massive amounts of data. That's the fuel for these AI engines. Think of it like feeding a supercomputer a library the size of, the entire internet. Next comes tokenization, where the text is broken down into smaller units, kind of like digital building blocks. This pre-processed data is then fed into the LLM during pre-training, where it learns patterns, grammar, and relationships between words. This is where the magic of the transformer architecture comes in. It allows the LLM to process the entire context of a text, not just individual words, but the learning doesn't stop there. Fine-tuning comes next, where the LLM is trained on specific tasks like translation or question answering. This is like giving the LLM specialized training to become an expert in a particular area. And finally, when you interact with an LLM, it uses all this learned knowledge to make predictions and generate responses. That's the inference stage. LLMs are undoubtedly powerful tools, but like any technology, they come with their own set of pros and cons. Let's start with the good stuff. First off, LLMs are incredibly versatile. We're talking about AI that can translate languages, write different kinds of creative content, answer your questions in an informative way, even generate different creative text formats like poems, code, scripts, musical pieces, email, letters, etc. They're also great at understanding context, which allows them to have more natural and engaging conversations. And because they can automate so many tasks, LLMs have the potential to save us a ton of time and effort. Plus, they're not just limited to text anymore. We're starting to see LLMs that can understand and generate images, audio, and even video. One of the biggest challenges with LLMs is their tendency to hallucinate, basically making stuff up. This can happen when the LLM doesn't have enough information, or when it misinterprets the data it was trained on. Then there's the issue of bias. Because LLMs are trained on massive data sets of human language, they can pick up and amplify existing biases in that data. This can lead to inaccurate or even harmful outputs, so it's something we need to be very careful about. Security risks are another concern. LLMs can be vulnerable to attacks, and there's always the risk of malicious use. And let's not forget the sheer cost of training and running these massive models. It's not exactly accessible to everyone. Now that we've covered the basics, let's look at some real-world examples of LLMs that are making waves in the tech world. First up, we've got GPT-4, the latest and greatest language model from OpenAI. This is the powerhouse behind ChatGPT, and it's known for its impressive ability to generate creative text formats, translate languages, write different kinds of creative content, and answer your questions in an informative way. Then there's BERT, a model developed by Google that excels at understanding the relationship between words. BERT is often used in search engines and for tasks like sentiment analysis, And let's not forget about other impressive models like Gemini 1.5, Llama, and Claude 2, each with its own strengths and areas of expertise. The best way to really understand LLMs is to see them in action. And luckily, there are tons of online resources and playgrounds where you can do just that. YouTube is a great place to start. Channels like, well, this one are dedicated to covering the latest advancements in AI and LLMs. You can find in-depth explanations, demos, and even ethical discussions. Then there are platforms like the OpenAI Playground, Hugging Face, and Google Colab. These platforms give you hands-on access to different LLMs, allowing you to experiment with different prompts and see what they can do. It's like having a powerful AI assistant right at your fingertips. The world of LLMs is constantly evolving, and the future holds even more exciting possibilities. One major trend is multimodal training, where LLMs are trained on multiple types of data, like text, images, and audio. This will allow them to understand and generate even richer and more nuanced content. We're also going to see continued improvements in efficiency, making LLMs faster and more accessible. And of course, we can't talk about the future of AI without addressing the ethical considerations. As LLMs become more powerful, it's crucial to ensure they're developed and used responsibly. We need to address issues like bias, fairness, and transparency to ensure that this technology benefits everyone. So, there you have it, a crash course on LLMs. From understanding how they work to exploring their potential impact, we've covered a lot of ground. LLMs are already changing the way we interact with technology, and this is just the beginning. As these models continue to evolve, we can expect even more incredible breakthroughs and applications in the years to come. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the world of large language models. Stay tuned for more insights into the cutting edge of AI technology.